Okay, so we got our door, the top part on. You can see it's an even space across. That's what you want. Okay, so my phone died, but as I was saying, you just want to make sure there's a gap, like a little bit of space between the bar and the top. You don't want to put it all the way up flush, so that, you know, it'll work a little bit better. I'll show you later. Okay, so now that you got your bar installed, what you want to do is you want to take this threshold plate, you want to put it, try to do this one-handed. You want to take it and you want to make it even in both areas. Sorry, it's blurry. I didn't wipe the camera lens, but yeah. Okay, so once you do that, you just want to mark, you know, you have this line right here, right there. You just want to mark it with a razor blade, because you can, because it's metal and paint. Then you mark right there, and then you have your two differing lines right here, 1, 2, that you need to cut. You do it for that side too. And then sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't, but if it doesn't work like this, where you can just like put it up against and mark each line on the side, then you just take a tape measure and you measure the distance, and then you put that distance across here. So if you have like, say 2.5, you measure 2.5, and then you mark the closest one right there. So you just give 2 marks like that, 1, 2, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so now that we have that, your first line will be the furthest mark. Your first line right there will be your furthest mark over here. So you just take your razor blade with your framing square, and you run it across so that you have a straight line to go by. Okay, now you can see I ran my razor blade a little bit too far, but you just go to your mark. You can see you got your outline. And you just cut that away with I use a saw, but some people prefer 10 snips or whatever. Okay, so this is what I use. I use a saw to cut my threshold, but you can use something different. It doesn't really need to be this, but this is what I prefer. Okay, so now you can see I cut it out with my saw. I did the right thing. It will work perfect because I already know. You want this one to be close to this one as far as you can, up against it, and this one out a little bit because of the latch. It sticks out already. So yeah, you want it like that. Okay, so now that you have it all cut out and everything, you want to just drill the screws into it. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, you have 5 and 6 screws that should go there. And don't worry about this gap, we filled that in with caulking. Both sides. And this is one of the things why you want this side further out than this side, because you can see you have a lip and then that side doesn't. So yeah, but it's fine, it'll still work. Okay, so now we got our rubber piece on the door. We want to go to the top and put on the top piece. Okay, so now we got our top piece on here. Just 3 screws, 1, 2, 3, right here. Yep, and that just goes on to give it a little bit more of a seal, I guess. Okay, so now that we've got basically the whole door installed, what we gotta do is we gotta put caulking all the way around it. All the way around. You want, I mean, you can try to get in this side to seal it up, but you need to put caulking all along this line. And you want to make sure it's clean too. So down there, that side, all the way around. Okay, so we have our caulking gun here. This is what I like to use, just real basic, cheap gun. Actually, it's more expensive than the cheap one, but I like it better. Some people don't. It's all opinion. You just put your caulking in, and then you just press that down, and you got it. And to get it out, you just press this button right here, and you pull that lever right here back. But yeah. And then to cut it, this one's already been cut, but to cut it with this gun, you don't use the cutting part. Take a razor blade and you cut the top like that. You also want to make sure you have a bucket of water. So as you can see, you just want to wipe it clean with a rag. Some people prefer those grout sponges, but I don't. You just take and wipe it clean. See, it's a little bit more difficult than just like right on there, but you just take it and you use your finger with a clean part of the rag, and then you wipe to the edge, and it comes clean. Okay, so now got all our caulking done all the way around it, bottom, all the way, wiped clean, and then you got your outside too. Outside doesn't need to be as perfect because you have stucco, and it's hard to get the caulking off the stucco, but you gotta make sure that it's a straight line, at least.